Hello everyone, welcome to course study on solid mechanics. In today's lecture we are going to derive the relation between Young's modulus and modulus of rigidity. To derive the relation between E and G, we are going to consider a rectangular block ABCD whose bottom face is fixed one and the upper face is subjected to a simple shear stress tau and bottom face is also subjected to a simple shear stress tau. AC and BD are the diagonal of the block. Now, due to the application of this shear stress, the block will get distorted and it will acquire a new position. And that new position of the block is A1B1CD. This is the deformed shape of the block due to the application of this tau shear stress. As there will be the deformation in the block, distortion in the block, the angle AC-A2 is very small. As angle AC-A2 is very small, the diagonal AC is approximately equal to A2C. Remember that this diagonal is approximately equal to A2C. It is due to the application of small shear stress. Now, as discussed in the earlier, strain is nothing but it's a change in dimension upon original dimension. Now in our case we have the change in diagonal upon original diagonal. Therefore if you look at the figure, we have change in diagonal equal to A1C minus A2C and the original diagonal is A2C. But as we know that A2C is approximately equal to AC, we have this relation A1C minus AC upon original diagonal is AC. If you consider A1C minus AC, we have A1A2. This is the value of change in diagonal. A1A2 is nothing but it is the value of change in diagonal. And divided by AC, it is the diagonal of the original diagonal of the block. By using Pythagoras theorem, we have the value of AC equal to under root of twice A. Sorry, here it is A is remaining. Here it is A is remaining. If I put the value of diagonal AC into this equation, we have A1 A2 upon under root of twice A. This is equation 1. This is equation 1. Now, due to the application of the shear stress, we have the value of phi. This phi is nothing but it's a shear strain, and as discussed earlier, shear strain is nothing but it's a measure of distortion of the block. That measure of distortion of block is given by A1A upon AD. Therefore, as we know that the block has a side of A, therefore A1 upon A is nothing but it's a value of shear strain. After rearranging the equation, we have A1 is equal to A into phi. If you look at the figure, we have triangle A1 A2 which is a right angle triangle, A1 A2 which is a right angle triangle, and therefore the angle A1 A2 is equal to 45. Due to that right angle triangle, we have the angle A1 A2 equal to 45 degree. Therefore, from this figure we have the value of A1 A2 is equal to A1 cos of 45. By using trigonometrical relation, we have A1 A2 is equal to A1 cos of 45. If I put the value of A1, this is the value of A1, and if I put the value of cos of 45, we have A1 A2 is equal to A phi upon under root of 2. Because we have A1 equal to A phi and cos of 45 is nothing but it is 1 upon under root of 2. From equation 1 we have the strain in diagonal. This is the equation 1, and from that one we have strain in diagonal A1 A2 upon under root of 2A. That value we are going to put into this equation. After putting this value into this equation, we have A phi upon under root of 2 into 1 upon under root of 2A. After solving this mathematical equation, this it will get cancelled, and under root of 2 into under root of 2, it will become 2 only. So the remaining term will be phi upon 2. This is the equation number 2. This pi upon 2, it is the value of strain in diagonal AC. Therefore, this equation, it shows that the diagonal strain epsilon AC is half of the shear strain, because if I consider the value of phi from the equation of shear modulus, we have phi is equal to tau upon G. Therefore, this equation shows that the diagonal strain is half of the shear strain. You have to remember this equation. Now, we have the generalized Hooke's law. Actually, generalized Hooke's law we are going to study in detail afterward, but for the purpose of this derivation, we will consider the generalized Hooke's law in this manner. We have the generalized Hooke's law, epsilon AC. Again, it is the strain value of AC is given by tau upon E minus mu into minus tau upon E. After rearranging this equation and after solving it, we have strain in AC equal to tau upon E into 1 plus mu. This is equation number 4. In previous slide, we have strain in AC equal to tau upon twice G, and from generalized Hooke's law, we have strain in AC equal to tau upon E 1 plus mu. If I compare equation 3 and equation 4, we have 1 upon 2 into tau upon G, which is equal to tau upon E into 1 plus mu. Therefore, after rearranging the equation and solving for E or G, we have G is equal to E upon 2 into 1 plus mu. Therefore, we have E is equal to twice G into 1 plus mu. You have to remember this equation. This is the relation between E and G. E is equal to twice G into 1 plus mu, where E is nothing but it's a Young's modulus, G is nothing but it's a shear modulus or modulus of rigidity, and mu is Poisson's ratio. You have to remember this equation because it is very important to solve the numerical questions on numerical. In the next lecture, we are going to derive the relation between E and K and EGK. We will stop here. Thank you.